Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Waco ISD's Veterans Memorial Field. Tonight is senior night for the University Trojans, and at this time we would like to introduce our baseball seniors for you. If they would come out to the home plate area as we introduce them. First off, leading off with our trainer, Genesis Martinez. Genesis has been with the baseball team for 3 years. Genesis is escorted by her mom, Tammy Martinez. Number 3, Isaac Melendez. Isaac has been participating with baseball for 2 years. Isaac is escorted by his dad, Jason, and mom, Monica Ramos. Number 5, Deodric London. This is Deodric's first year as member of the varsity baseball team. He is escorted by his mother, LaMonica London, and brother, DeAndre London. Number 7, Andrew Rodriguez. Andrew's been a member of the varsity baseball team for 4 years. He is escorted by his mom, Monica DeLeon, stepdad, Omar Palacios, and dad, Andrew Rodriguez. And number 17, Dylan Chapman. Dylan's a 3-year member of the University Trojans varsity baseball team. Dylan is escorted by his parents, Kyle and Leslie Chapman, grandmother Billy Chapman, Uncle Dustin Chapman, and Uncle Mike Chapman. These are the University High seniors for 2018. Thank you, seniors. We appreciate you. Once a Trojan, always a Trojan.
The coaches have met at home plate with the umpires. Now let's meet tonight's players, and to do that, let's go to the stadium announcer, Jerry Williams.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Waco ISD's Veterans Memorial Field for tonight's 18-5A district baseball contest between the Waco Lions and your University Trojans. At this time, we will start our introductions. When we call your name, please go to your respective foul lines. Leading off with Waco High. Third baseman, number 7, Ruben Torres. Shortstop, number 1, Tanner Haney. First baseman, number 22, Andrew Cerny. Tonight's pitcher, number 4, Sam Barron. Catcher, number 20, Jacob Pena. Center fielder, number 2, Juan Sanchez. Left fielder, number 12, Travis Beecham. Second baseman, number 5, Jordan Fuller. Right fielder, number 13, Julian Rodriguez. Number 3, Dylan Dyer. Number 9, Caleb Lackey. And number 15, Jake De La Rosa. Head coach of the Lions, Sul Ross. And now for your University Trojans. Leading off for the Trojans, left fielder, number 11, David Gonzalez. Right fielder, number 9, Tiger Flores. Shortstop, number 16, Kevin Ibarra. Tonight's pitchers, number 17, Dylan Chapman. Catcher, number 14, Edgar Almanza. First baseman, number 18, Elijah Lujan. Third baseman, number 2, J.D. Aguilar. Second baseman, number 4, Christian Rodriguez. Center fielder, number 7, Andrew Rodriguez. Number 3, Isaac Melendez. Number 5, Deodric London. Number 6, E.J. Lares. Number 12, Stephen Holden. Number 13, Isaiah Olvera. And number 21, Jonathan Salinas. Head coach for the Trojans, Kyle Chapman. Assistants, David Rosas and Tyler Massey. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if you please rise and take off your hats for tonight's national anthem. The University Trojans would like to recognize all of our American veterans in attendance tonight. We thank you for your service. And let's play ball.
Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate the introduction of the players by Jerry Williams. Waco High, the visiting team, has a lot to play for tonight as they have an opportunity to maybe make the postseason. They do need a little help as they are watching the scoreboard, because A&M Consolidated and Rudder are playing tonight down in the Bryan College Station area. A loss by Consolidated there and a win by Waco High gives Waco High an opportunity to make the postseason play, but they'll have to beat A&M Consolidated in a playoff game tomorrow to get into the postseason. But the Lions do come into tonight's game with a 3-game winning streak. That started back on April 17th when they defeated Temple 2-1 here at Veterans Field. They went down to College Station and beat the league champion College Station Cougars 4-3 before winning on Tuesday of this week against Bryan 2-0, and that has put them in position to possibly make the playoffs. University, meanwhile, is looking for their first district win of the season with their ace Dylan Chapman on the mound. This will be the 8th appearance of the year for Chapman. He's 2-5 with a 2.47 earned run average in 34 innings worked. He has allowed 29 runs, but only 12 of those earned off of 31 hits. He has walked 12 and struck out 26. Opponents are hitting 214 off of the right-handed senior Dylan Chapman. Dylan is coming off of some off-season arm troubles. Waited a little while before he got to the mound this year, but has done a good job for the Trojans with not a whole lot of run support since that time. Let's set the University defense for you. And the outfield left to right, you got David Gonzalez in left, Andrew Rodriguez in center, and Tiger Flores is in right field. Third to first, you got J.D. Aguilar, Kevin Ybarra, Christian Rodriguez, and Elijah Lujan. Edgar Almanza doing the catching. And Dylan Chapman ready to face the Waco High leadoff batter, Ruben Torres. First pitch is a bit high for ball one. Our umpires tonight, Dennis Crocker behind the plate and Mickey Cochran on the bases. Torres with a wide open stance hits this one toward the shortstop, but it's over him into the gap in left center field. Gonzalez gets to it, but he's not going to get to it before Torres goes into second base with a leadoff double. Back when these two teams met earlier this year, That was back on April the 13th. Waco High came away with a 7-0 victory in that contest. I believe Torres had 2 triples in that game. So he leads off with the double, and that'll bring up the shortstop Tanner Haney. Haney swats the first pitch he sees and skies it toward left center. Gonzalez, the left fielder, has made the call and makes the catch, and there's one gone. That brings up first baseman Andrew Cerny. Cerny has the second best average on the Lions team with a .368 average. Long look in by Chapman to get the first pitch from his catcher Almanza. First pitch fastball is called a strike just above the belt. In high school baseball, they do allow a designated player. You can have a designated hitter for anybody on the field. The next pitch is down the heart of the plate, and on the pitch, Torres took off for third base and has a stolen base. He's just 90 feet away. 16th stolen base for Torres this year, and he's never been caught. Fly ball will bring him home and give Waco the early lead. Chapman steps off the back of the pitcher's plate. Appears he wants to work from the windup with the runner at third and 1 out. Working from the first base side of the pitcher's plate. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball that just misses the outside corner. Good location on 0-2, trying to get Cerny to get himself out. Infield playing back. They'll give up the run for the out here in the early part of the game. Up and inside. Makes it to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Lost the release point on that breaking ball off the backstop. The throw was not going to be in time, though. And sliding in head first is Ruben Torres, scoring on the wild pitch. Waco High takes the early 1-0 lead. And the count goes to 3-2 on Haney. Line toward the gap in right center, but getting over there to make the catch is Tiger Flores for out number 2. Good positioning by Flores to be there to take that line drive off the bat of Haney. So 1 in, 2 outs. Here's the pitcher, Sam Barron. Barron has collected 19 hits this year, 4 of those for extra bases, 3 doubles and a home run. He watches a first pitch breaking ball upstairs for ball 1. Veterans Field first saw action for high school baseball back in 1972. The 1-0 is a called strike on the outside third at the letters. No lights on the field back in 72. Now it's not only got lights, but it's got an AstroTurf infield. The 1-1. Fly ball to right field. Going over is Flores, and he won't get to it as he goes all the way to the fence at the 385 sign. Gets it back in quickly, but Barron with a 2-out double in scoring position for Jacob Pena. Actually, that sign out there says 355, not 385. It's 380 to dead center. Fences have been brought in some from when this field was first constructed. Brought it in there because the wind normally blows in from the south. Not so tonight. Not much breeze at all here. First pitch fastball hits the outside corner for strike 1. Pena hitting .280 on the year. Watches this pitch bounce off the catcher's mitt, but not far enough away for Barron to try to get to third base. Don't want to make the first or third out at third base, so he stays put. He's already in scoring position. Got a high, thin overcast as we start play tonight with a temperature of 81 degrees. I say not much wind at all. The 1-1 fouled off the home plate, straight up in the air. It goes to 1-2. This is the first year for the artificial surface. I call it AstroTurf. That's what it's known as back in my day, but I think they have a different name for it now. I think AstroTurf was more of a carpet, and this is more plastic. Next pitch, ground ball to the shortstop. Ibarra fields, makes a good throw, and that will end the Waco High first. But not before they get a run on 2 base hits. There were no University errors, and there was 1 man left on base. Waco High has the early 1-0 lead with University coming to bat. First 3 for the Trojans will be David Gonzalez, Tiger Flores, and Kevin Ibarra. On the mound for Waco High will be the left-hander, Sam Barron. For Barron, this will be his 7th appearance of the season. 1 win, no losses. He's only thrown 12 innings this year, in which he has allowed 9 runs that are all earned on 13 hits. He has walked 6 and struck out 8. And he has an earned run average of 5.25. So the lefty on the hill, Sam Barron. Just prior to the game, they had a ribbon cutting ceremony dedicating the new artificial surface here. The areas of the field that you see in brown that's not dirt, that's carpet. Even the pitcher's mound is artificial surface. There you see a good look at the mound. Now, you'll notice in front of the pitcher's plate there's not a divot like you see on most pitcher's mounds, where pitchers will dig out to get a push off of the pitcher's plate. I talked to University pitcher Dylan Chapman earlier in the year and asked him about the differences between being on a dirt mound and being on that artificial surface mound, and he said the only thing he didn't like is the fact that he can't dig that trench to push off of the pitcher's plate, but otherwise everything seems to be natural. Barron finishes his warm-up tosses. Defensively for Waco High, you got Travis Beecham in left, Juan Sanchez in center, and Julian Rodriguez in right. Ruben Torres plays third base. Tanner Haney's the shortstop. Jordan Fuller at second base, and Andrew Cerny at first. Jacob Pena doing the catching. David Gonzalez leads it off for University. Hitting .241, but he does lead the team in runs scored with 10. You would hope that would occur out of your leadoff batter. First pitch is fouled off with a mask of our catcher, Jacob Pena, to the backstop for strike 1. Gonzalez has collected 13 hits on the year. That's the 3rd most of the University batters. Barron shakes off a couple of signs. Off speed, misses low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now, back when this field was first constructed, there was chain link fence behind home plate, not netting. The 1-1, a slider that misses inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. You see in that camera the netting, which is a lot easier for the fans to look through than chain link. The 2-1 pitch is on the corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Plus, it's a lot easier on the baseballs when they're fouled into that netting than that chain link. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball that stays outside. Pena tried to frame it, but it got no closer to the corner than the inside chalk of the left-handed batter's box. Count full now on Gonzalez. Lines this one toward the gap in right. The right fielder diving try and will come up with the catch. Nice job by Julian Rodriguez to take that off the top of the turf to record out number 1. David Gonzalez has to feel like he was robbed of a base hit. First out here in the bottom of the first. That brings up Tiger Flores. Flores hitting 200 on the year. 10 hits out of 50 official trips to the plate. Pops this one up. Foul territory. First baseman Cerny in the coach's box will make the catch. And there's 2 gone. I mentioned that Waco High is scoreboard watching tonight, as a lot depends on what happens between A&M Consolidated and Rudder. And Consolidated has scored 3 runs in the bottom half of the first inning and leads Rudder 3-0. So that's not doing Waco High any favors. First pitch is down low for ball 1 to Kevin Ibarra. Ibarra hitting 300 on the year. 1-0. Slider just misses inside. His 2 balls and no strikes. He has the second most hits on the club with 18. Only 2 of those for extra bases. He's got a couple of doubles. 2-0 offering. That's in the heart of the Broadway for strike 1. Home plate umpire Dennis Crocker has been officiating athletics in Waco ISD for many years now. Next pitch is grounded to the third baseman. Torres with the clean pickup, throws a little wide, but a good stretch by Cerny records the out. And University goes 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. After 1 inning of play, our score is Waco High 1 and University 0. The standings in District 18-5A have College Station on top with a record of 10 wins and 2 losses. Rudder is the second place team at 8-4, while Temple is the third place team going into tonight at 7-11. Temple playing at Bryan tonight, Rudder playing Consolidated. College Station has already finished the district schedule, as this is the last week of district play. Waco High then behind Consolidated at 5-6. Bryan is 3-8, and University 0-11. College Station, Rudder, and Temple have already secured playoff spots. College Station will be the number 1 representative from District 18-5A. Kind of depends on what happens between Rudder and Consolidated, as well as Temple and Bryan tonight, as to who will be the number 2 representative, as a Temple win and a Rudder loss would even their records at 8-4. I do not have information in front of me at the moment as to how they finished in the round robin, whether one of those teams won the series over the other or not. That would be the first tiebreaker. And then A&M Consolidated and Waco High could finish tied at 6-5 with a Consolidated loss and a Waco win. And because they split the 2 games during the round robin, they would have to play that 1 playoff game tomorrow to decide who would be the 4th place team from the district. Waco High doing their part with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second. As I said, Consolidated is doing their part to make the playoffs as they lead Rudder 3-0 headed to the top of the second. Chapman ready with his first delivery to Jacob Pena, and it bops off the helmet. And Pena's aboard, hit by a pitch. Excuse me, that was Juan Sanchez. Sanchez hit by the pitch. He's at first base. 6th time that Chapman has hit a batter this year. And believe me, you don't want to hit leadoff batters with your first pitch. Squaring to bunt is Beecham. A throw down to first base, but Sanchez back standing. Travis Beecham, the left fielder. Had a pretty nice stick for Sol Ross this year. hitting .250 with 15 hits. It includes 3 doubles and a triple. Bunts it straight in the air over the backstop. No ball, or 1 ball and 1 strike. As Sanchez was off with the pitch, he'll have to go back to first base. Not necessarily good mechanics by Beecham on the bunt. You want to get the bat up around eye level and drop the bat to the ball as opposed to bring the bat up. When you bring the bat up, you pop it up like that. The 1-1. Line drive to the third baseman. He has it. His throw across the diamond is just in time, according to Mickey Cochran, for the double play. Nice glove work by J.D. Aguilar at third base to come up with the catch, and then good reactions to get it across the diamond to Lujan to double up Sanchez. That erases the hit batsman, and there's 2 gone. Here's Jordan Fuller. First pitch breaking ball called strike by Dennis Crocker. Fuller, a member of the Waco Lions basketball team, got out for baseball a little late. He's only had 23 official trips to the plate, but has collected 4 hits and scored 3 runs. He's also picked up an RBI as a latecomer. The 0-1. That's hit toward left field and deep. Going back is Gonzalez, but he'll stop and make the catch for the 3rd out to retire Waco High in the 2nd. They get no runs, no hits, there's no errors, and nobody left on base, though the leadoff batter was hit by a pitch. Thanks to the fly ball double play, nobody left on. So we head to the bottom of the 2nd. Waco High still on top by a score of 1-0. I mentioned there's been a lot of renovations to this field since it was first played on back in 1972. The only reason I remember that is because I was a senior at Ridgefield High School in 1972 and was a part of the first teams to play at this facility. High school games used to be played at Kiwanis Field, which is now those softball diamonds that are located behind Cesar Chavez Middle School over in South Waco. One of the things they changed, I don't know if we can get a shot of right field, but the right field fence where you see the 330 sign out there, you also see the 307 sign, you see the fence beyond for the other baseball field. Well, that's where the right field fence for this field used to be, was on top of that berm. As a left-handed batter, you had to hit it a long way to get it out of here. But they brought the fence in right field, and now it's just 307 down the line. Leading off for University, Dylan Chapman. He sends one just outside the bag at third, bidding for a double. Chapman, the leading hitter for the Trojans, with a .433 average. He has the most hits on the club with 26. Also the most doubles with 8, the most triples with 2. He watches a slider hit the outside corner just under the letters for strike 2. Jacob Pena just commits a no-no and overworks his pitcher by overthrowing him. What a good job by the shortstop and second baseman to back him up. No balls, 2 strikes on Chapman. Lines this one toward right field, and it will be caught by Julian Rodriguez going toward the line. Sam Barron has retired the first 4 he has faced. Now has to go up against Trojan catcher Edgar Almanza. Almanza hitting .205 for the Trojans. Out of his 9 hits, 1 extra base hits, that's a double. Slider is hit foul down the third baseline. It's probably been at least 15 years since I've umpired any high school baseball. And I used to call a lot of games with Dennis, a very good umpire. Dennis Crocker, our home plate umpire. Next pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Our field umpire, Mickey Cochran, is the assignment secretary for the Waco Tasso chapter. 1-1. Fly ball to center field. Sanchez ranging over into the left center field alley and going back in front of that 370 sign will make the catch. That's out number 2. So out of 5 outs, you got 4 fly ball outs for Sam Barron. Now here's Elijah Lujan. Lujan has seen limited action this year for the Trojans. Watches the first pitch down low for ball 1. He's only had 7 official trips to the plate. Still looking for his first hit. Hits this one on the ground, but foul. Nice play by head coach Kyle Chapman in the third base coach's box with the bare hand pickup. You get up levels beyond this, and you won't see those coaches try to make those plays. They're usually too hot to handle. Pop up, back of the infield, second base side. Haney will call off his second baseman, Fuller, and will make the catch on the first base side of second base for the 3rd out to retire the side. For the 2nd inning in a row, the Trojans go 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. After 2 innings, Waco High leads University by a score of 1-0. Not only did this baseball diamond get the refurbishment with the artificial surface, but the softball field that's just beyond our center field wall also has the artificial surface. I have not personally been to the other softball field or baseball field to know if they got artificial turf, but I'm told that they too got the treatment. Now the outfield here is still natural grass. They have to mow and water it, but if it rains, you don't necessarily have to rake the field. As you see the separation between the infield turf and the outfield grass on the right field line. It's very tough to delineate between the colors and where the field stops and the grass grows. Never got to play on an artificial surface. One of the roughest fields I could ever remember playing any sports on. Played it was a high school junior varsity football game, or maybe it was a freshman game at Groesbeck. This was before they had an artificial surface stadium in Groesbeck. We called that place Goat Head Stadium because we kept having to pick goat heads out of our knees when we hit the turf. First pitch hacking for Waco High is the right fielder Julian Gonzalez. Sends it past the Waco High dugout for strike 1. Chapman into his windup. Foul tipped into the mitt for strike 2. High school baseball scheduled for 7 innings. When these two teams met last year in the final game, I think we played 10 innings before it was decided. Fastball up and in. Chapman tries to get him to chase something up the ladder, but the 9-hole hitter has a little bit more discipline than that on 0-2. He keeps scorecards. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball. Good job by Rodriguez to keep that from being a strike. Been asked by our executive producer how I remember those things. I do. I keep scorecards. Pitch is swung on a ball-to-board chop towards second base. Charging is Rodriguez. He'll pitch it over to Lujan to record the out. Yeah, I still have scorecards from the first season that I called Baylor baseball with Tom Barfield. That was back in like 2003. Of course, that's I had a real good reason to keep those scorecards because the first games he and I ever did were from Dodger Stadium. We got to do play-by-play out of the Vin Scully press box. That was a treat. Top of the order, Ruben Torres watches a first pitch slider hit the outside third for strike one. Torres doubled to lead off the game, stole third, and came home on a wild pitch. That's the only run on the scoreboard so far. Chapman's 0-1. Driven toward right field and deep. Going back is Flores, and he won't get to it before one hops the wall and goes over the fence for an automatic double. Well, he's got his second double of the game. That one sneaked over the 330 sign in right field. Torres has now more than doubled his doubles total for the year. So he came in with just one, and now he has three. I'm looking at the wrong line. Actually, he had four to start the game. Now he has six. He's at second base for Tanner Haney. First pitch breaking ball hits the inside corner at the belt for strike one. One out. Runner at second base. Now remember, Torres stole third last time he was at second. Haney fouls this one off over toward the University dugout on the third base side. Yeah, much to the disliking of my wife, I keep scorecards. She has given me my special drawer at home to keep my scorecards in. 0-2, the count on Haney. Checked his swing. Did he check it in time? Throw to third base, goes up the third base line, and here's going to come Torres home as he moves to third on the wild pitch and scores on the throwing error by the catcher. 2-0 Waco High. Meanwhile, down in Bryan College Station area, Consolidated has increased their lead to 4-0 on Rudder as they play in the bottom of the third. One-two pitch on its way. Grabbed a little too much giddy up with that one and left it up. Two-two. Fouled right back toward me in the press box and off the screen. Going to complain a little bit. Jerry Williams has ice cream and I don't. There's privilege with being a stadium announcer. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off of the helmet. Hit the home plate and come up and bopped Haney in the helmet. I will date myself. When I first started playing Little League baseball in Waco, all we had was those wraparound helmets. Didn't have these things that protect you totally. 2-2. Swung on a miss, strike three. Haney couldn't hold the bat back on an off-speed breaking ball. First strikeout recorded by Chapman. Out number two. For Dillon, that's his 27th strikeout this season. 2 outs now. He has to face the three-hole hitter Andrew Cerny, who flew out to right his first time. Out in front of the breaking ball and sends it over into the bullpen on the left side. I don't think we even had bullpens back in '72. I think they had to warm up inside the field in foul territory. Breaking ball drops in for strike two. Yeah, no lights, no artificial turf, no bullpens. I don't know how we ever played the game. Chapman looking for back-to-back punch-outs. Won't get it as a fly ball is sent out to left field. Gonzalez has been busy out there. He'll wait for it to drop out of the Texas Evening and make the catch for the third out to retire the side. Well, Waco High gets on the scoreboard again as Torres with a one-out double. Scores without benefit of a hit after that. So they get one run on one hit. There was one error, and nobody left on base. At the bottom of the third with a new score, it's Waco High 2 and University nothing. Talked to Saul Ross, the head coach for Waco High, before the game. He told me the playoff opportunity that his team had and felt real good about his team's chances of at least taking care of their business. But right now it's Consolidated who's taking care of their business down south with that 4-0 lead over Rudder. You would think Rudder, the second place team, would have a pretty good chance of beating the fourth place team, Consolidated. Rudder did win the first meeting between the two clubs. Again, Waco High needs a Rudder victory to force that playoff game tomorrow. Whoever that fourth place team is will end up facing Corsicana next week in the first round of the playoffs. Bottom third of the order for University here in the bottom of the third is Sam Barron has retired the first 6 batters in a row. Third baseman J.D. Aguilar leads it off. Way off the plate on the right side. Barron's first pitch is hammered, but a good diving stop by Torres. His throw across with a good stretch by Cerny will record the out. Well, Torres shows he can not only do it with the bat, but does it with the glove. As he dives toward the third base bag and keeps that one from being a double. Both ground outs recorded by Sam Barron have gone to the third baseman Torres. Now here's Christian Rodriguez, second baseman. Watches the first pitch change up outside for ball one. Watches this one down low. Pitch misses a little outside. Borderline call there. He'll take the walk. The 8-hole hitter earns the free pass. First base runner of the night for University. Now here's Andrew Rodriguez. Andrew's collected 9 hits this year. That includes a couple of doubles. Barron's first pitch slider is in there for a strike. Rodriguez has scored 8 runs and has tallied 7 RBIs. Third most by anybody on the club. Another breaking pitch. Couldn't hold the bat back. With a sweeping stab at it. Couldn't connect. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Barron has a sign from his catcher, Pena. Another breaking ball that's fouled into the screen behind home plate. Little exercise for the head coach, Saul Ross, to come out and retrieve that foul ball. Barron looks the runner over. Comes home with another 0-2. Breaking ball that's poked toward the right field. The first baseman is, the second baseman gets to it because Cerny was so far off the bag and the pitcher forgot to go cover. It's going to end up being an infield single for Andrew Rodriguez. So the bottom of the order for University has started a rally with 1 out after the outstanding play by Torres at third base to keep Aguilar from having a leadoff double. Christian Rodriguez has walked and Andrew Rodriguez is single. So the tying runs are aboard for the top of the order and David Gonzalez. Hammers the first pitch over the screen behind home plate. David flied out to right his first time up. Hitting .240 on the year. Out of his 13 hits, 3 for extra bases. Those are 3 doubles. Breaking ball from Barron is down. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gonzalez not only leads the Trojans in walks with 12, but he's also among the team leaders in strikeouts with 17. Hits this one up the middle of the diamond. Will it get through? Yes. Haney dives and can't get to it. It goes off the heel of the glove of the center fielder Sanchez. 1 run has scored. The other runner is going to be stopped. The throw. Now the batter runner is heading back towards second base. He thought that the runner at third was headed home, and he thought he was free and clear to go to third base, but got about halfway and realized, nope, I got to go back. But David Gonzalez with a single up the middle brings home Christian Rodriguez for the first University run to make it a 2-1 ball game. And the tying run is just 90 feet away for Tiger Flores. So give Gonzalez a single and an error on the center fielder for his advancement to second base. First pitch hacking, a little blooper behind the bag. That's going to fall in. That'll bring home the tying run and put runners at the corners with still 1 out. Flores bloops 1 over the infield. University has tied this one all up at 2 apiece. Gonzalez stops at third. Flores at first. Double play opportunity up the middle. And here's a dangerous hitter in Kevin Ibarra. Ibarra grounded out to third his first time up. Started the day hitting .300. Open stance from the right side. Hacks the first pitch toward the gap in left center field. Beecham giving chase, won't get there. It's down for extra bases. University takes the lead as Gonzalez scores. Ibarra stops at second with a double. 4 consecutive base hits for University gives them the lead at 3-2. That'll bring Saul Ross out of the first base dugout. He wants to have a conversation with his ball club. Inning started with a shot just inside the bag at third that Torres was able to stab and turn into an out, but then a walk, a single, another single that brought home the first run, a single by Torres that brought home the tying run, and now the double by Ibarra. It brings in a go-ahead run. Will get us a new pitcher for Waco High. Taking over on the hill is Julian Rodriguez. He'll come in from right field. And Sam Barron will take his place in right. Julian Rodriguez, this will be his 9th appearance of the year. He had 6 starts this year. 4 wins, 3 losses, no saves. Has tossed 38 innings, allowing 24 runs, 19 of those earned off of 47 hits. He has walked 11 and struck out 15. And heads to the mound with a 3.50 earned run average. Saul Ross goes to the right-hander, Julian Rodriguez. Taking over on the hill. So Sam Barron goes 2 1/3 innings. Has given up 3 runs that are all earned on 4 base hits. He walked 1 and struck out none. First pitch to Chapman is a called strike in the heart of the plate. Chapman flew out to right field on a line drive and a fine catch by Rodriguez. His first time up. Runners at second and third. The blooper is blooped out towards center field, falling fast. A diving try and no catch made. Coming home to score will be will be Tiger Flores, and makes it 4-2 in favor of University. As Chapman gets the bat handle bloop single, because there was an opportunity for Sanchez to catch that ball. The runner at second had to stay close to the bag, so he didn't advance. Sanchez looked like he got to it, but as he hit the turf, it came out of his glove. You're not going to give an error for a fantastic effort like that by the center fielder Sanchez. This pitch is going to hit Almanza. So that'll load him up. So a big rally for University here in the inning. He doesn't have to make an effort to get out of the way, none whatsoever. He can't move into the ball, but he does not have to make an effort to get out of the way. So Ross goes to discuss it with Dennis Crocker. Now Dennis Crocker is going to have a discussion with his infield umpire. Many times when umpires have these discussions after talking to a coach, they just do it out of courtesy. They're not going to change the ruling. They just want to let the coaches know we discussed it, and we're going to leave it like it is. Again, the rule now is they don't have to attempt to get out of the way. They just can't move into the pitch. So 1 out, bases loaded. 9th batter of the inning at the plate in Elijah Lujan, who flew out to shortstop his first time, and he watches the first pitch on the inside corner just above the belt for strike 1. Ibarra at third, Chapman at second, Almanza at first. This pitch is a little tall, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. University has put 4 on the board with 5 hits in the inning. There has been 1 error. This pitch is foul tipped at the plate. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Big strikeout recorded by Julian Gonzalez there. Now fly out, ground ball gets him out of the inning. First strikeout for Gonzalez, and the first strikeout for the pitcher. Aguilar sends one down the left field line. That'll score at least 2. The 2 RBI double makes it 6-2 in favor of University. The Trojans working hard trying to get their first victory of the year. Six runs on 6 hits in the frame. Kyle Chapman going to get his 1 offensive conference with his 8-hole hitter Christian Rodriguez, who started this rally by receiving the only walk issued by Waco High pitchers. Almanza is at third. Aguilar at second. First pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. Next pitch is a little tall, 1-1. Last time University scored 6 runs a game was in a win over Palestine back on March the 10th. A shutout win, 6-0. They have brought out the lumber in this one, especially here in the bottom of the third to take the 6-2 lead. Fly ball, foul territory. Is Cerny chasing, but won't be able to get to it as it goes into the stands. 11th man to come to the plate for University here in the third. Fly ball, right side, slicing off, fair foul, it's foul. Starters will have to return to their stations. Another 1-2 pitch on the ground. Haney, the shortstop, gets to it and makes the throw across to retire the side. Big frame for the Trojans. 6 runs on 6 hits. 1 Waco error. And 2 men left on base. And the error really didn't play into any of the runs per se, so those runs are going to be earned. So we have played 3 innings now here at Veterans Field, and our score is University 6 and Waco High 2. RBIs in that inning by Gonzalez, Tiger Flores, a couple for J.D. Aguilar, 1 for Dylan Chapman. Seem to be missing one somewhere. Wow, Kevin Ibarra got one as well. But now Dylan Chapman goes out to the hill with a different purpose, with a 4-run cushion to work with. That can change the approach as a pitcher as far as whether to try to strike batters out or just pitch to contact and let his fielders do the work. Right now, Sam Barron will have given up 5 runs in the game. And only one of those runs goes on the ledger of Julian Gonzalez. So Barron right now is on the hook for the loss. Game earlier this year, Waco High won 7-0. That was back on April the 3rd. First pitch swinging. Sam Barron sends one to right center, but going over is Tiger Flores to make the catch for out number 1. University looking to not only even the series this year between the two, but pick up their first district win. Nice way to finish off the season if they can hold on to it here. Breaking ball called strike on the catcher, Jacob Pena. Flew out to right field his first time up. Bit of a closed stance at the plate with that front foot near the inside chalk. Bounding chopper down at third base. Aguilar has it, makes a good throw for out number 2. So far, Chapman has only allowed 3 hits, but all 3 of those hits are doubles. Working with 2 outs now. Here's Juan Sanchez, who was hit by a pitch his first time up. Bouncer in, I want to say the dirt, but that's not dirt anymore. Into the pellets that make up these artificial surfaces. Granules. Another Baltimore chop to Aguilar at third. He handles this one easily, and it's a 1-2-3-4 for Waco High. That's the second time in the game that Chapman has retired Waco High in order. After 4 innings, our score is University 6 and Waco High 2. Actually, that's after 4.5. Let me catch my scorecard up here. Or is it actually 3.5? I get my scorecard right. 3.5. Yeah, we're just in the bottom of the 4th. Checking in on Consolidated and Rudder. Rudder is attempting to make a comeback. They're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Runner got 3 runs in the top of the frame. But Consolidated apparently scored a run in the bottom of the 3rd. It's now 5-3 Consolidated as they play in the bottom of the 4th inning. Again, Waco High needs to come back here, and Consolidated lost to make the playoffs. For the University Trojans, this is basically their playoff game. Andrew Rodriguez will lead it off, the 9-hole hitter for University. He singled and scored his first time up. Andrew, that was his 10th hit of the year. And scored for the 9th time this season from the right side against the right-hander. First pitch breaking ball hits the outside corner at the knees for strike 1. First full inning of work for Julian Gonzalez as he took over for Sam Barron with an out. Hits this to left field. Ranging over is Beecham, and he'll make the grab for out number 1. Back to the top of the order, and David Gonzalez singled and scored his last time. 1 for 2 in the game with a fly out to right field back in the 1st. Watches a 12-6 breaking ball. Just miss home plate for ball 1. Driving grab in the air by Torres. Tell you what, if this was dirt, front of his uniform would be dirty with all the diving catches and stops he's made. And he steals a base hit away from Gonzalez there. Two outs here in the University 4th. The first pitch to Flores is down low for ball 1. He walked and scored, singled and scored his last time up. Popped up to the first baseman in the 1st inning. That pitch misses outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Flores stands pretty close to home plate. Slaps this one foul. Bounces back to the backstop. There is softball action on the softball field behind center field. That's a playoff game. These artificial turfs have made these fields available for playoff action like the football field. Fly ball out in the shallow right center field, and the catch unable to be made by Jordan Fuller going out. I'm going to give Flores a hit on that. Give him a 2 for 3 night. Little extra effort on the part of Jordan Fuller to try to get to that one. I think the center fielder Sanchez could have called him off and made the catch. 2-out single brings up Ibarra. He watches the first pitch outside for ball 1. Ibarra doubled home a run in that 6-run 3rd inning for University. Watches this pitch bounce in. Pena thought that the runner at first, Flores, was headed to second base, popped up ready for a throw, but Flores just bluffed a run. 2 balls, no strikes. A throw over to first base is going to keep Flores close. Flores has stolen 1 base this year, and that's his only attempt. He's off with the pitch on this one and is fouled off. Hit and run. But Ibarra unable to keep it between the lines. Runs into 2 balls and 2 strikes, I believe. 2-1 was the first strike. That one called a strike on the outside corner. Rodriguez works the black on that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Runner going. The throw down will be not in time. Picked a good pitch to go on. That 12-6 curveball takes a little time to get to home plate. That gave Flores a chance to pick up his 2nd stolen base of the year. So he's in scoring position with 2 outs for Ibarra. 3-2 count. Fly ball to left field. Beecham going back. Will make the catch going away from home plate for the final out to retire the Trojans in the 4th. University gets no runs on a hit, no errors, and 1 man left. After 4 complete innings, our score is University 6 and Waco High 2. University's got 6 runs on 7 hits. They have committed 1 error. And they've left 3 runners on base. Waco High has 2 runs on 3 hits. They've committed 1 error, and they've left just 1 runner on base through the first 4 innings. Again, the game is scheduled for 7. Right now, with the home team ahead, it could go to 6.5. Waco High started the day 13-10 on the year. They do have league victories over A&M Consolidated and University in the first half of the round robin. And again, as I mentioned, they're on a 3-game winning streak, beating Temple, College Station, and Bryan, giving themselves a playoff opportunity here. A&M Consolidated doing their best to earn their playoff spot, as they've added 2 runs in the bottom of the 4th. They head to the 5th inning in the Bryan College Station area, with Consolidated on top of Rudder by a score of 7-3. Chapman finishes his warm-up tosses. Dillon through 4 innings has allowed a couple of runs on those 3 base hits. Has not walked anybody but hit a batter, and has picked up just 1 strikeout. Travis Beecham would be the first batter he will face. Beecham lined into a double play at third base his first time up. Had his bid for a double taken away. Watches a first pitch fastball inside, has to jackknife out of the way of that one. Ball 1. Reset the defense for you for University. David Gonzalez in left, Andrew Rodriguez in center, Tiger Flores in right. Next pitch is down low and gets away from the catcher. On the infield for University, J.D. Aguilar, the third baseman. Kevin Ibarra at shortstop. Christian Rodriguez at second base. Elijah Lujan is the first baseman. Edgar Almanza doing the catching. 2 balls and no strikes on Beecham. Baltimore chopped third base way, waiting for the second hop is Aguilar. He should have come and got the first one. Beecham aboard on the error. You're taught to either get the high hop, hit a hop at the height of its hop, or one that just bounced off the ground, and that second hop was kind of in between for Aguilar and unable to handle it. So leadoff batter aboard. Here's the 8-hole hitter, Jordan Fuller. Throw over to first base, going to chase Beecham back to the bag. Beecham a threat to run with 12 stolen bases in 16 attempts. Second most on the Lions squad. That's why Chapman's paying so much attention to him. He knows he's a jackrabbit and wants to keep him close to the rabbit hole. First pitch breaking ball is fouled off. Goes over the backstop toward the concession stand here at Veterans Field. Yeah, I think we did have a concession stand back in '72. We at least had that. Actually changed the dugouts here. We had actual quote dugouts that were lower than the field surface. They've made the dugouts now to where they're level with the playing surface. Chapman steps off. Wants to keep Beecham vigilant over there, that he knows he's there. Meanwhile, Fuller checks with his third base coach, head coach Sol Ross, to see if they've changed any ideas here. Pitch is outside, the throw down not in time. And Beecham Has his 13th stolen base of the year. So now he's in scoring position for Fuller. Fuller showed bunt, but I don't think he was bunting. He pulled back on a pitch that was outside. I think that was just protecting the runner. Waco High down 4. They need base runners. They don't need to just be moving runners. A 1-1, high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Of course, then again, the coaches, through practice and play, know their players better than I would, and know the guys that are good at bunting the ball and not so good at bunting the ball. Saul Ross will pick and choose his bunters. Next pitch from Chapman bounces low. That's 3 balls and 1 strike. Waco High had the lead 2-0 before University sent 11 men to the plate in the third and scored 6 runs and has a 6-2 lead. 3-1 pitch. Hit high, ball 4. That's the first walk that Chapman has allowed. Puts 2 on base with nobody out. Brings up the 9-hole hitter, Julian Rodriguez. Head coach Kyle Chapman headed out to the mound and wants to have a discussion not only with his son Dylan, but the entire University infield. Talking over some situations here with the number 9 hitter coming to the plate. I want to talk about what to do with a ground ball is hit. Remind him of the infield fly rule. Also what to do in case Julian Rodriguez decides to bunt the ball. Meanwhile, Rodriguez is up the line talking to his head coach, Saul Ross, as they talk over their strategy. Beecham with good speed at second. Anything to the outfield most likely will score him. Fuller is at first. First pitch is a breaking ball down low for ball 1. Rodriguez did not show bunt on the first pitch. Ground ball to the second baseman. They're playing back there. Won't get the double play, but not even able to get the out at second base as the throw's late. With a 4-run lead, the better play is the first base. It's a fielder's choice for Julian Rodriguez. And that fielder's choice fails to record an out. Fuller moves to second. Beecham's at third. The tying runs are aboard, and the top of the order is the plate and Ruben Torres, who has doubled twice. Kyle Chapman wants to have a discussion with our field umpire, Mickey Cochran, as to why the out was not recorded. I don't know if the throw just didn't get there in time or if the shortstop was not on the bag. Still a 4-run lead for University. The middle infield playing back for the double play. The corner infielders will come home with a ground ball. Dylan Chapman looking for the comeback or the 1-2-3 double play. Now here's Torres. First pitch bounces into the left-handed batter's box. Doubled and scored in the first, doubled and scored in the third. It's pretty much been the offense for Waco. Sam Barron also has a double, but those are the only 3 hits off of Chapman so far. Waco High has loaded the bases without benefit of a hit with the bottom third of their order here in the 5th. That pitch is way high and inside. Torres gives a look out to Chapman as if that may have been a purpose pitch. And who knows, he might be setting him up for the curveball here, but we'll see. You definitely don't want to get behind Torres, 2 balls and no strikes, and have to throw a strike to him. Breaking ball in the dirt. The way that they're approaching Torres here, I'm not so sure the discussion was, hey, let's go ahead and walk him. Pitch careful to him, see if he'll get himself out, but if we walk him, we just give up 1 run and not 2 and maybe not 3. will fight a better fight against Tanner Haney. The 3-0. Down the middle of the plate. Fly ball to center field. Fly ball is caught by Rodriguez, tagging at third, and coming home to score will be Beecham. Also moving up on the play is Fuller to third, but the sacrifice fly off the bat of Ruben Torres makes it a 6-3 contest. University still on top. They got Torres to fly out to deep center field. They did give up the run. And now a double play ball will get him out of the inning. Runners at the corners for Haney, who has flied out to left and is the only strikeout victim for Chapman so far. There goes the runner on the first pitch. The throw's going to go back to the pitcher's mound. And Rodriguez, the tying run, now in scoring position. A count of 1 ball and no strikes. For Rodriguez, his 6th stolen base of the year. A 1-0. That's low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Pitchers are told to get ahead in the count, but sometimes when you throw 3 balls up there, you get the batter to relax a little bit. Maybe you can throw a couple of fastballs by him with the next 2. The 2-0. Foul tipped into the mitt. Took a healthy cut at a breaking ball that was off speed. Had the bat through the zone a little early. Got just a little piece of it. Goes to 2-1. Catcher Almanza looks into the dugout for the pitch. Relays it to Chapman, the 2-1. Fly ball, right side foul territory. First baseman, second baseman giving chase, but neither can make the catch. Fuller was tagging at third base. The count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. There is 1 out in the inning. Double play no longer available to the University infield, but they're still playing back. They want the out and give up the run. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball left field, way back. Gonzalez chasing, and it's treetop tall and over the wall. A 3-run home run for Tanner Haney. His 2nd round tripper of the year. And it gives Waco High the lead back. It's 7-6. Three RBI for Haney. Gives him now 17 on the season. And Waco High has rallied for 4 in the 5th. To tie the game, it's 6-6. All knotted up at 6 apiece. Haney touches them all. First pitch fastball inside to Cerny for ball 1. Now, days when the wind's blowing in, that ball may not make it out of here. 1-0. Baltimore chopped third base side, but foul. But Haney got into that one. And put it into the trees behind the left field fence. One and one. Off speed, nice breaking ball on the outside corner for strike 2. Still just 1 out. Lost the release point on that one and threw it in the dirt. Cerny with a lot of discipline at the plate, won't chase after that pitch, especially on a 1-2 count. Here's the 2-2. Again, chopped off a home plate, but foul. That was Got that breaking ball working such that Cerny's pounding it into the turf. Another 2-2 offering. Breaking ball, it's a 59-foot curveball that bounces in that again Cerny won't chase. And the payoff. Popped up foul out of play. Six runs on only 4 hits for Waco High so far. The 3-2. Again fouled off. Good job to protect by Cerny there. He's 0 for 2 in the game with a couple of fly ball outs, one to right and one to left. Started the night hitting .368. One of 3 Waco High batters hitting over 300 this season. Another 3-2. On the ground, slowly hit to the shortstop Ibarra with a good stretch by Lujan at first base. They record the out on the Cerny. 2 outs. Brings up Sam Barron. Barron doubled his first time but was left stranded at second base as that was a 2-out double. Last time up he led off the 4th inning with a fly out to right field. Open stance on the left side. Chapman's going to take a little breather before he steps back onto the pitcher's plate. First pitch breaking ball on the inside corner under the belt for strike 1. Barron started the night hitting .268 out of his 19 hits, 3 doubles and a home run. Picked up 11 RBI. Watches this pitch for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Foul tipped into the back stop. Barron keeping that bat alive. Now the catcher, Almanza, wants to go out and talk to Dylan Chapman. Make sure they're on the same page. I do not see anybody warming up for University, so if Kyle Chapman decides to change pitchers, most probably is going to be bringing in someone from the field. One-two pitch, check the swing, didn't check it in time. Second strikeout recorded by Chapman. But Waco High able to do some damage in the 5th as they come up with 4 runs on only 1 base hit. There was 1 University error and nobody left on base. Down to the bottom of the 5th and we got a new score. It's Waco High 6 and University 6. Waco High took advantage of the bottom third of the order, setting the table for the guys at the top on an error, a walk, and a fielder's choice that failed to record an out. Loaded them up for Torres, who brought home first run in the frame with a sacrifice fly, and then the 3-run homer by Tanner Haney. Tied it all up. So now Sam Barron, the Waco High starter, is off the hook for the loss. It's Julian Gonzalez's game now after coming in for Barron. Again, Barron threw the first 2 in the 3rd innings. Allowed 5 runs. On 4 hits, he walked 1 and struck out none. Since Gonzalez came in, he has gone an inning and 2/3. He's given up no runs on 2 base hits. Dylan Chapman leads it off. Got 3 base hits Gonzalez has given up. Chapman hits the first pitch up the elevator shaft towards shortstop. Tanner Haney will catch it on the infield turf for the first out. That's 9 fly ball outs recorded by Waco High pitching. University needs to get on top of the ball, hit a few more ground balls. Here's Edgar Almanza, the catcher. Flied out to center and then was hit by a pitch. 12-6 curveball misses inside for ball 1. Foul tips this one into the mitt. Goes to 1-1. Almanza now 9 for 45 on the year. Another 12-6 curveball. This one stays up. There's 2 balls and 1 strike. Fly ball, shallow right field. Coming hard, the right fielder won't be able to get to it before it bounces. And Almanza has a 1-out single here in the University 5th. 4 hits now off of Gonzalez. 8 hits on the board for University. Catcher Gonzalez will get a courtesy runner at first base. Taking over is Stephen Holden running at first base now. Here's Elijah Lujan. First baseman is 0 for 2 with a pop up to the shortstop and a strikeout. And he swings and misses. That was a case of swinging a little hard and taking your eye off the ball because that hard swing took your head out of the zone. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball that misses low and outside. Framed by the catcher Pena, but it's not going to change Dennis Crocker's mind. Decent lead for Holden at first base. Next pitch misses upstairs, and it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Slap third base side, and it's fair. That's going to roll all the way into the corner. A late start for Holden at second base, but he will get to third as the throw from the outfield is off, misses the cutoff man. So Lujan has a double. And with 1 out, University threatens to recapture the lead. Nine hits now for the Trojans. 5 of them off of Gonzalez. Here's J.D. J.D. Aguilar, who doubled his last time. A ground out in the 3rd inning his other time. Lines this one up the middle of the diamond. The center fielder comes in, can't make the catch. The runner from 3rd headed for home. The throw not in time. RBI single by J.D. Aguilar gives University the lead again at 7-6. Again, because the opportunity to catch the ball in center field was there, the runner at second, Lujan, had to stay close to the bag, so he does not advance. So there's a force at any bag. Double play in order with Christian Rodriguez at the plate. Hits the first pitch, cues it off the end of the bat. There's nobody at first base to cover, and he'll be safe on the infield single. The swinging bunt loads him up for University. Trojans fighting hard to get that first district win. 4th hit in the frame. Had 6 hits back in the 3rd inning when they scored 6 runs. And that's the 9-hole hitter Andrew Rodriguez, who singled and scored back in that 6-run 3rd inning. Offensive conference concluded between Rodriguez and Head coach Kyle Chapman. First pitch hacking. Nice cut taken by Andrew Rodriguez. Looking to get something to the outfield and at least bring home a run. There's just one out with the bases loaded. A 12-6 curveball stays high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Off the end of the bat and foul. 9-hole hitter Rodriguez fighting to put it in play. 1 for 2 in the game. The 1-2 pitch on the ground, past the shortstop Haney, who was playing in on the infield turf, and it gets by Beecham in left field. That'll let 2 runs score. Backed up by the center fielder Sanchez. And University has put 3 on the board here in the 5th. The 9-hole hitter Andrew Rodriguez comes through with a couple of RBI. Christian Rodriguez moves all the way to third. We'll give Andrew a single. And then an error out in left field that allows him to go down to second base. But a 6-run third and now a 3-run 5th has put 9 runs on the board for University. Looks like we're getting a pitching change for Waco High as the third pitcher of the evening takes over on the hill for Waco High. As Juan Sanchez takes over for Julian Gonzalez. So for Gonzalez, he goes 2 innings. He's given up 5 runs, and I believe 8 base hits. He did not walk anybody and struck out a batter. And that's Juan Sanchez on the hill. It's his 6th appearance of the season. 1 win, 1 loss, no saves. 15 innings pitched. He's allowed 15 runs, but 11 earned on 18 hits. He's walked 7 and struck out 10. A 5.13 earned run average for Juan Sanchez. So Sanchez comes in from center field. First batter he will face is the top of the batting order, David Gonzalez. Gonzalez lined out to third base his last time up. He's also singled and scored and had a fly ball out to right field. Fans getting their money's worth here at Veterans Field tonight. The University's not through here as Waco High's infield will play in at the edge of the green carpet. I got to change terminologies with this artificial surface. First pitch fastball is fouled into the screen. University has the Rodriguez boys on the base path. Christian at third and Andrew at second. Threatening to add more than 3 runs here in the 5th. Fastball's down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. David Gonzalez started the night with 13 hits on the year. He now has 14. Fouls this one into the screen. Got that one off the bat handle. Sanchez takes a long look in. Finally gets his sign from Pena. 1-2. Fly ball right side headed for foul territory of Cerny, and the second baseman giving chase, so Cerny's dive won't get to it. Gonzalez lives for another pitch. Sanchez now has his pitch selection. Just a bit high. Borderline pitch that goes the way of the batter, David Gonzalez. Two and two the count. Breaking ball's way outside. Waco High still looking to cut off the runner at home plate. They don't want to be down more than 3 when they come to bat in the top half of the 6th inning. Nice job by University answering the 4-run top of the inning. Putting 3 on the board here in the bottom of the 5th and threatening to get more. That pitch is down, ball 4. It loads them up. Sanchez walks the first man he sees. Just the 8th walk he's issued this year. Bags full of Trojans, and here's Tiger Flores, who's 2 for 3 with a couple of singles and a run scored. Hits the first pitch to Cerny. He'll come home and get the out there. The throw back to first base will be in time to get the double play. It's the 3-2-3 double play, which gets Waco High out of the inning. And Cerny had to use every inch of his length and reach to come up with that chopper and make the play to home plate to get the out there. Kyle Chapman out to discuss the call at first base on the 3rd out with Mickey Cochran, but again, he's not going to change Mickey's mind. So the twin killing ends the frame, but a big frame again for University as they come up with 3 runs. They do it on 5 base hits. No Waco errors. There was 2 runners left on base. After 5 innings of play, our new score is University 9 and Waco High 6. Waco High grabbed the lead with a run in the first. Made it 2-0 with a run in the 3rd, but that's when University answered back with 6 in the bottom of the 3rd inning by sending 11 men to the plate in that frame. Neither team scored in the 4th, but Waco High able to tie it in the top of the 5th, scoring 4 runs, 3 of those coming on the 2nd home run of the year by Tanner Haney. University answers right back with 3 runs on 5 hits in the bottom of the 5th. Dylan Chapman back on the mound with the lead again. The University starter has thrown 5 innings. He's allowed 6 runs in the contest. And it looks like about 5 of those are earned. He has not walked a batter and struck out a couple. First batter he will face here in the top of the 6th, Waco High catcher Jacob Pena. At the end of this half inning, we'll acknowledge our crew here from Waco ISD TV. First pitch to Pena is up and inside for ball one. Pena with a quick look back at Dylan Chapman, but Dylan Chapman just ignores him. Off speed, swung on and missed. He got Pena a little disturbed with that first pitch. Long look in, now he's ready. Fastball right on the outside third for strike two. The catcher, Almanza, has lost track of the count. He thought it was strike three and threw it down to third base. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chapman looking for his third strikeout, and back-to-back strikeouts. He struck out Barron to end the last inning. Breaking ball swung and missed. Three strikeouts tonight for Dylan Chapman. Now gives him 29 on the season. 1 out here in the Waco High 6th. And here's Juan Sanchez, who started the game in center field but is now the pitcher for Waco High. First pitch hacking sends a chopper to the third baseman. Aguilar makes the good throw across, and there's 2 gone. Second time now that Sanchez has grounded out to Aguilar at third. Chapman retires the first 2 here in the Waco High 6th. Here comes the left fielder, Travis Beecham. Beecham reached on an error his last time up and scored. First time up, he lined into a double play at third base. First pitch is up and in. Now Beecham gives Chapman a look. I believe Dylan learned a little from watching Nolan Ryan in his youth. "1-0" is popped up, but out of play. Nolan Ryan would catch those right-handed batters a little too close to the plate. Move them off the plate with that 100-mile-an-hour fastball with their first pitch on occasion. 1-1, breaking ball. That's a 60-foot curveball that hits off the plate. Beecham not that anxious to swing at that one. 2 balls and 1 strike. On the outside corner for strike 2. According to my information, Rudder did not score in the top of the 7th. Looks like A&M Consolidated is the winner tonight by a score of 8-3, so this game is academic. Breaking ball just misses the outside corner. Tried to go to the well one more time, but this one just a little further off the plate. So it appears A&M Consolidated has won their game, and they will finish 7-5 in district play. Waco High at best can go 6-6. Payoff pitch, down low, ball 4. Beecham works the walk. And that is the first, make that the second walk given up by Dylan Chapman tonight. He's also hit a batter. Now Kyle Chapman headed out to the mound. That may be it for Dylan. He may think that his starter is out of gas. He's going to talk to his catcher first. Decide whether or not to make the change. It appears to me that the change has been made. Nope, they're going to stay with Dylan. Dylan talked him out of it. Says, "I still got gas enough for 1 more out. Let me do it, coach." And that was coach-player discussion, not father-son. And the player won this time. So he faces the 8-hole hitter, Jordan Fuller, who walked and scored his last time. Over 1 officially with a fly out to left field. A throw to first base is going to keep Beecham close. Beecham stole a base earlier in the contest. His 13th stolen base of the year in 17 attempts. Possibility he may be off here. First pitch bounces in off the home plate. Good job by the catcher, Almanza, to keep that one from going through. Fuller started the night hitting 174. Watches this pitch upstairs. Snap throw by the catcher, not in time to get Beecham, who's going back to the bag standing. Again, Fuller played basketball, so he got a late start to the baseball season. Just 4 hits and 25 trips to the plate officially. But when he scored back in the 5th inning, that was the 4th run he scored this year. University on top, 9-6. Play here in the top of the 6th inning. 2-0 pitch. A chopper to the third baseman. Aguilar makes the throw across. And that will retire Waco High in the 6th. They get no runs on no hits. No University errors, 1 man left. University coming to the plate for what they hope will be their last at bat, as they have a 3-run lead in this game scheduled for 7. They lead 9-6. Chapman now has gone 6 innings on the hill, has given up 6 runs. Let's see if I can double check what is earned and what's not. I still think it's 5 earned runs. He's walked 2 and struck out 3. And right now, could be the winning pitcher in the game. And it would be his 3rd win against 5 losses this season. Meanwhile, Juan Sanchez on the hill for Waco High as their 3rd pitcher. Has gone 2/3 of an inning. It's the first batter he faced. He walked and then was able to get the 3-2-3 double play off the bat of Tiger Flores to end the University 5th, but not before the Trojans recapture the lead with 3 runs in the frame as they sent 8 batters to the plate in the inning. Right now, Julian Gonzalez would be saddled with the loss for Waco High, and that would even his record at 4-4 on the year. As Gonzalez went 2 innings and gave up 5 runs on 8 hits with a strikeout. Kevin Ibarra leads it off for University here in the 6th. 1 for 3 with a double and a run scored, sandwiched between a ground out and a fly out. And watches the first pitch at the knees, clip the outside corner for strike 1. Ibarra's 1 for 3 tonight, makes him 19 for 63 on the year. This pitch is off the catcher's mitt, glances off the mask of our home plate umpire, Dennis Crocker. 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of times when the catcher doesn't catch the ball and hits the umpire, it's going to be a ball. Hardly ever will it be a strike. Time called by Ibarra, and it's granted, as he felt Sanchez was taking too long to get his sign from his catcher, Pena. Fastball swung to miss. Nice pitch from Sanchez there, low and away on the outside third. The Waco High defense has Beecham in left. I believe Barron is in center and Rodriguez moved back to right. Next pitch is upstairs. Ruben Torres at third, Tanner Haney at shortstop, Jordan Fuller at second base, and Andrew Cerny at first base. Jacob Pena doing the catching. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Ibarra. Fouls this one into the screen behind home plate. Sliders outside. Jesse, I did it again. I forgot to acknowledge our crew between innings. We'll do that next half inning. Payoff pitch is hit to center field. Tracking it though is a center fielder. Making the catch for out number one. That is Beecham out in center field. Who's moved over to left. It'd help if they put numbers on the front of the jerseys as well as the back. One out here in the top of the bottom of the sixth, excuse me. And now here's Dylan Chapman. 1 for 3. Watch the first pitch breaking ball outside for ball 1. In the second, he flew out to right field. In the third, he singled and brought home a run. In the fifth, he led off the frame with a pop-up to the shortstop. Bounding ball toward the shortstop, but the third baseman will cut it off Torres, and his throw is wide of the bag. And Chapman's aboard on the error. He'll get a courtesy runner at first base, as Isaiah Olvera will take over at first base for Dylan. Edgar Almanza comes to the plate, 1 for 2 in the contest. A fly out to center field in the second, hit by a pitch in the third, and then singled and scored in the fifth. First pitch fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. In fact, it was Almanza who started the 3-run uprising for University in the fifth with that 1-out single. Came home on the single by J.D. Aguilar. Very modest lead at first base for the pinch runner. Fouled off the bat handle as Cerny chases but can't get there. No balls and 2 strikes on Edgar Almanza. Long look in by Sanchez, a look over to third base, or first base, and the pitch popped foul into the screen behind home plate. Olvera not getting a big lead over there. He's only had 1 stolen base this year. Count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. All speed is outside. One out, runner at first. University with the 9-6 lead over Waco High. Just misses low. Nice location on 1-2. Trying to hit that outside corner at the knees, but just overthrew it a little bit. Had it below the zone. If University might put the runner in motion here. Nope. Curveball is high and away. Might have been a good pitch to run on. There is just 1 out. Runner won't necessarily be off with the pitch. Fouled off again. Good at bat by Edgar Almanza here. It was earlier this week that Brandon Belt from the San Francisco Giants set a major league record for the number of pitches seen in an at bat because of how many he fouled off. I think it was a 21 pitch at bat for Brandon Belt. Throw over to first base. Olvera back diving to the bag. No tag attempt by a Cerny. I think after about the 10th pitch, I think I just throw one at his ankles and put him on. Payoff is fly ball to left field. Barron, the left fielder, comes in and makes the catch. Round number 2. So here's Elijah Lujan, who doubled his last time. 1 for 3 in the game. Breaking ball outside, a nice backhand pickup by Jacob Pena. Keeps Alvera at first base. Again, Alvera running for Dylan Chapman, the pitcher at first base, who reached on an error. The 1-0, up and in. 2 balls and no strikes. Base hit for Lujan his last time up, his first hit of the year. It's this one on the ground to the third baseman, Torres. He makes sure he makes a good throw this time, and with a good stretch from Cerny, he is able to record the out and retire University in the 6th. They get no runs and no hits. There was an error and 1 man left on base. We head to the 7th inning with our score, University 9 and Waco High 6. Now let's acknowledge our crew from Waco ISD TV, who's here to bring you the pictures of the game. We got three guys and a gal, or 2 guys and a gal that are taking care of our cameras. There you see Tyrell McSpadden. He's the death-defying daredevil working up on top of the third base dugout. There you see Jesse Maldonado. He's taking care of our third base camera. There's Ricky Mazza. He's taking care of our lower first base camera. And then there in the truck there's Jesse Pateo, our executive director, and I'm going to guess Leslie Ugaldi is in there taking care of graphics. Here I am. Yeah. Have to have my little light here to be able to see my scorecard. No, we don't need to turn those on. That just disturbed the outfielders. That's why we have bring our little lights. Yeah, I could put this on my head. I got a headset in the way. I've been in all sorts of press boxes and I come prepared for battle every time. When you call junior college baseball, you find out just how bad some facilities can be and how good some facilities can be. All right, it's the top of the 7th. Waco High needs 3 to stay. And they start with the 9-hole hitter, Julian Rodriguez, and he watches the first pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Dylan Chapman looking for the complete game victory and the first win in district play for University. Breaking ball on the outside corner for strike 2. Julian Rodriguez, 0 for 2 officially. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th and scored. And that 4-run 5th inning, he came in on the 3-run home run by Haney. 0-2 fastball is up and away. No way for our home plate umpire Dennis Crocker to call that one because the catcher Edgar Almanza was already standing up in his line of sight before the ball got there. Learn catchers to stay down. The 1-2, breaking ball that bounces in front of home plate. Chapman decides to try to get the 9-hole hitter to get himself out by swinging at something out of the zone. See if he goes after him here. It's popped up shallow right field, but the right fielder Flores has it measured and makes the catch for the first out. Top of the order, Ruben Torres at the plate. He has 2 of the 4 hits for Waco High. They're both doubles, and he scored both times. He's also picked up an RBI with a sacrifice fly in the 5th. So this is the guy that'll put it in play. He started the night with the best batting average on the team with .375, and he watches the first pitch breaking ball low and away for ball 1. So 2 for 3 will Or excuse me, it's 2 for 2 because that sacrifice fly is not official. That'll help raise his average some. Next pitch is a breaking ball that hits the outside third for strike one. Again, A&M Consolidated has won their game tonight over Brian Rudder by a score of 8-3. So Consolidated will be the 4th place team from the district. And Waco High and University playing their last game of the season here at Veterans Field tonight. The 1-1. Held on to that curveball a little too long, and it ended up being a 55-foot curveball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Has to cross home plate in the air to be deemed a strike. But a batter can hit a ball that bounces in. Be like playing cricket. The 2-1. Line drive towards center field, and it will fall in for a base hit. Torres 3 for 3 on the night. He will end his year with a very good batting average. He's 3 for 3 tonight, makes him 33 for 83 on the year. That's a .397 batting average for Ruben Torres. And Dylan Chapman will not get the complete game, as Kyle Chapman has come out and decided to go to the bullpen. Wants to secure this final victory for University. And will do it by bringing the shortstop Kevin Ibarra into the mound to take over for Chapman, who goes 6 1/3 innings. Allowed 6 runs, 5 earned on, 6 runs and 5 earned on 6 base hits. He walked 2 and struck out 3. And now it's Kevin Ibarra on the hill for his 8th time, make that his 9th time this year. A record of 1 win and 2 losses with no saves. He's thrown 24 innings and allowed 11 runs, 7 of those earned on 21 hits. Given up 9 free passes and struck out 16. Opponents are hitting .226 off of Ibarra, who has a 2.04 earned run average. His job is to not allow the tying run to come to the plate. He has to start off with home run Haney. Tanner hit a 3-run shot his last time up, 1 for 3 in the game. His other 2 at-bats were a fly out to left and a strikeout. 2 home runs for Haney this year are his tops on the club. There's only 1 other home run by Waco High this year, and that's by Sam Barron. Chapman leaves as the pitcher of record for the win. He can't be saddled with the loss, as that runner at first base, inherited by Ibarra, will not take the lead away. Kevin would love a ground ball double play to end this one and give University the season split with Waco High. First pitch fastball misses outside. Snap throw to first base is high, and a great job by Chapman to pull that one down. Chapman moved over to first base. Aguilar moves over to shortstop. The 1-0, that's way outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Elijah Lujan moved over from first to third. Next fastball is outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Pitching very careful to Haney here. The tying run would come to the plate in Sam Barron, or excuse me, Andrew Cerny. 3-0. That's in the heart of Main Street. Taken for a strike. Four. And he gets the free pass. There is one out. Andrew Cerny comes to the plate 0 for 3. Started the night with the second highest average on the team at 368. Collected 28 hits. It includes 9 doubles. Just 7 RBIs though with 9 runs scored. Cerny trying to keep the conga line moving. Watches the first pitch high and away for ball 1. Barra's got some pretty good giddy up on that fastball, but right now he needs to find the strike zone. Oh, that's on Broadway. 1 ball, 1 strike. Torres the runner at second. Haney the runner at first. Torres with good speed at second will most likely score with anything hit to the outfield. 1-1. Down low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Fouled off. Cerny got one up in the zone that lit up his eyes. Still had the bat under it. Runs the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cerny played football for Waco Lion football team this past football season. One of their linebackers. The 2-2. That's way outside. Ibarra trying to throw a breaking ball and missed the grip. And it goes full. A payoff. Line drive into right field at the base knock. Torres is around third. Here comes the throw from right field. It's cut off. Chapman will go to second base and not get the out there. The RBI single by Andrew Cerny makes it 9-7, still in favor of University. Cerny picks up his 8th RBI of the season. Haney stopped at second base. Tying runs are aboard. There is one out. The 4-hole hitter, Sam Barron, at the plate with a double in 3 trips. Came back in the first inning and he was stranded on the base paths. He then flew out in the 4th and was struck out by Dylan Chapman in the 5th. One of 3 strikeouts by the starting pitcher for University tonight. First pitch swinging, can't connect. No balls and a strike on Barron. Barron came into the night hitting .268. Has 20 hits now on the season. It includes 4 doubles and a home run. Watches this changeup high and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Haney's at third. And Cerny's at first. He's the one that matters. He's the tying run. A 1-1. Way high. Barron won't swing at it. Waco High has already made 1 comeback tonight, tying the game at 6 in the 5th inning. The 2-1. That's in the heart of Main Street. Taken for strike 2. Look back to second, goes to his stretch. 2-2 pitch. Line drive toward right field, but that's right at Flores. He's able to make the catch and get the ball back into the field, and the runner's not able to advance. Barron with an atom ball to right field is the second out. And now that leaves it up to Jacob Pena. Pena is 0 for 3. Breaking ball gets away from the catcher. The runners, though, will not move. That one didn't get so far away from Almanza that they felt safe about moving up. Especially Haney at second base. He does not want to record the third out at third base. Pena's put the ball in play twice with a fly out to right field and a ground ball to third base. There is a force at every bag. Gets the ball to third base again. Expect Lujan to just step on third base. 1-0. On the ground to the second baseman, Rodriguez. He has it to Chapman. Out recorded, and the victory recorded for the University Trojans. Waco High in the 7th, they get 1 run on 2 base hits. No University errors, and 2 runners are left on base. So the University Trojans, with the victory tonight, splits the season series with Waco High, winning by a score of 9-7. University's record goes to 5, make that 6-16 on the year, and 1-11 in league play. Waco High will end their season at 13-11 and 5-7 in league competition. Final line score on this one for the visitors from Waco High: 7 runs on 6 hits. They committed 2 errors and left 4 runners on base. For University, they get 9 runs on 12 hits. They committed 2 errors and they left 6 runners on base. The winning pitcher will be Kyle Chapman. He goes to 3-5 on the season. And Julian Gonzalez suffers a loss. He goes to 4-4. Once again, our final score: University over Waco High by a score of 9-7. For all the crew of Waco ISD TV, we thank you for watching. I'm Lark Smith, bidding you a good night from Veterans Field.